and welcome. On Monday, Union HRD Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank held a much publicized event on social media platforms, both Twitter and Facebook, and it was called Education Minister Goes Live. I also heard it, and to be frank, was a little disappointed with the lack of detail in his answers to many of the questions that had been posed both by students, parents, and some teachers as well. In fact, much of what he said was already announced earlier by him in some media interviews and also by the Central Board of Secondary Education. Obviously, the major concern of the students and their parents was what will happen to the examination, both class 10 and class 12 examinations. Especially students of class 10 wanted to know whether those exams, those 3 to 4 pending exams in the case of ICSE in particular, will be cancelled, and if they will be held, when will they be held, and how it would impact the academic calendar. As far as class 12 examination, the minister only repeated what had already been announced earlier, that the examination will be held only for 29 subjects and not all the subjects so far. So all the minister had to say was that the exams will be held only after the lockdown ends. Now, there is no guarantee that the lockdown will be lifted on the 3rd of May from all indications available so far, and given the kind of statistics from different states, it does look like the curve has not been flattened in most cities and states of India, especially states like Maharashtra, Mumbai, Pune and Thane in particular, Gujarat, where cities like Surat and Ahmedabad are a matter of concern, Telangana, where Hyderabad still continues to report major figures, it's still considered a hotspot, Andhra Pradesh, where many cities like Kurnool, Vijayawada are reporting high numbers. So obviously it means the situation is not completely under control. So when you say the exams will be held after the lockdown ends, frankly, we are not looking at any kind of specific date. We are only living in hope that at least by the second half of May, things would be a bit under control, which could enable that these exams could be organized, could be held sometime in the month of June. Now, the other question pertained to the entrance examinations, IIT JEE and NEET examination. Now, it's important to note that the Times of India had actually put out a report which quoted Siddharth Pandey, who is the organizing chairman of the JEE advanced exams, and he said that 20th to 22nd of June could be the possible dates for the JEE mains exams. Remember, the first part was already held in the month of January. And the second part was supposed to be held sometime in April, which was subsequently postponed. And he spoke of the 12th of July as the tentative date for the JEE advanced examination. Now, the minister himself had spoken earlier about June as the month when the NEET and the JEE exam will be held. Now, are we to believe that the dates which Siddharth Pandey has put out are really going to be the most likely dates for the JEE mains and the JEE advanced examination? In fact, it's good if some kind of a date is mentioned by the government. Of course, in unforeseen circumstances, those dates could be further postponed, but it gives some kind of a target for the students to work towards. It always helps the students to have some kind of a date in mind, and they can actually prepare their timetable, their study schedule accordingly. But I want to actually go beyond what the minister spoke about, and this is very important because about 3 weeks back, when there was a video conference held with the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, the South Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, which is Chennai based, had actually put forth an interesting suggestion to the Prime Minister, which I believe the PM took very nicely, and he was very forthcoming about this particular idea. The SICCI representative said that the present crisis should be used by India to align itself with the international academic calendar, which means that the internationally most universities, schools and colleges open in the month of September. So this is a time when we could align ourselves internationally with their academic calendar. Now the UGC has actually come forth and put forth the same suggestion. Now this could actually mean a lot of changes in the way India studies over the next few years. In fact, I had posted a video yesterday about how schools in China, at least visually, they have changed in the manner in which the younger lot is coming to school in the classrooms. But changes could happen in schools in India as well, and this I am talking about just the visual part of it. And what could these changes be? I think 10 changes are definitely in order. One, as I just mentioned, the academic year, at least for colleges like the IITs, the NITs, could now actually begin only in the month of September. Whether that will happen for schools, too early to say, because school managements that I've been speaking to, they speak in terms of at least using this online classes extensively till the physical classes can actually begin whenever that happens. The classroom size, point number 2, will now have to be much smaller. You no longer can have a 40 to 45 to 50 boys and girls sitting in the same classroom. You need to reduce that strength to 15 to 20 to ensure, as the Prime Minister says, do gaz ki duri. Point number 3, crowded school buses and auto rickshaws will be an absolute no-no. So that will mean parents will have to take the time out to drop their kids to school and also pick them up, or get into some kind of a vehicle pooling, carpooling kind of an arrangement with other parents. Your games period could actually also undergo a huge transformation, because contact sport like football, etc., could be looked at with a bit of suspicion in today's time of social and physical distancing. So physical education teachers will now have to devise new methods to keep the children energetic, ensure that they are dynamic in school and outside of school. Sharing will no longer be caring. Sharing will no longer be caring. It will not be advisable to share your food or any other item with your best friend or your classmates. No longer, point number 6, can you actually go to school if you are suffering from even a common cold or a cough or a slight fever. Now in COVID times, in a post-corona world, all that will be looked at with a bit of suspicion, and you will be well advised to stay at home, rest, recover, and only then come to school, because there will be a sense of fear and paranoia. Point number 7, schools will really need to invest in doctors and paramedic staff being available during school hours on all working days. This is going to be extremely important for all school managements in every city, town and village to do. Masks, and this is something that Prime Minister Modi himself has spoken about, masks will have to become the new normal. They'll almost become a part of your uniform. Point number 9, washing hands frequently and using a sanitizer again would have to become part of the general personal health hygiene. That is something very, very important. And point number 10, which has already started and it's likely to pick up pace as the months go by, online education will actually become a big reality. Only students who take time to spend time to learn the lessons online and also follow it up with a lot of self-study will end up doing well academically. If you're going to wait for your teachers at school to do it inside the physical classroom, sorry, you will only lag behind. So at least this academic year, 2020-21, you need to spend a lot of time online, looking at the best video lessons where you can be taught well by online teachers, and then follow it up with self-study. Only then your academic performance at the end of the 2020-21 calendar will actually be good. So these are the big changes that I see happening as far as India's academic ecosystem is concerned, after whenever we are out of this lockdown and after we have actually conquered and won the battle against the coronavirus pandemic. Thank you very much for watching.